Looking at your pelvis and your spine, we definitely see some swelling going on into this lower part right here. A little bit of a push right there. Drop. Oh, nice and easy on it. You felt that?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're feeling it where? Point to me where you're feeling it.
Right here.
So right into the center, a little bit more to the right, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's right into this area. Look straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hands down onto your lap for me. There you go. So yeah, looking at your pelvis and your spine, we definitely see some swelling going on into this lower part right here. But just looking at your spine, looking up from the neck, your head does kind of kink over to that right side.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing a lot of stress going on even in here. I know we talked a little bit about this here as well, which your x-rays do show that we do got a lot of that stress, which makes more sense now that we look at the x-rays, because as you lose that curvature in your neck and your head shifting forward, we will accumulate a lot of that stress here, okay? So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but we'll see how things look. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. So I'm gonna get you scanned with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go from the bottom all the way down here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's figure this out here. Yeah, there. So we got a couple different issues going on in this neck. Yeah, you got two right next to each other, which is showing us that this has been there for quite some time. So in situations like this where we oftentimes have issues that are so close together, oftentimes it shows us we want to work on the bottom one first, and then we'll kind of see how that progresses upwards. You'll also notice you have a little bit of a pimple right here too. A lot of times you'll see people that have clear spines, and you got one pimple next to the spine, or maybe they got like some other things going on next to it. That's a good indication that there's some inflammation, some stress onto that joint. And then it'll lead to a histological change. So the tissue will start to change, and you'll start seeing some people get like acne or just something that's just not supposed to be there. Right there. Yeah, so you do got a unique presentation too, because even your spine, you have a little bit of a dip here, and then it pushes out, and then it dips again. So I know in your x-rays we're seeing like a huge curvature in that spine here. Yeah, so this right here is more swelling here just because of the stress that you're having. So right here. So sore there?
Yeah, it like goes all the way right here.
You're feeling it, yeah. So I'm going to tilt you back. So this is going to be your L5. 1, 2, which is the most tender. Here's your 5, 1, 2, 2. Yeah. I'm gonna push onto the right side here. Here's the right side, middle, lower. Not as bad as the sacrum, huh? I can tell it's a little swollen in here. You feeling that?
There.
Yeah. But this one right here. So 1, 2. Sore there?
Yeah.
This one here, right side.
Mm-hmm.
And then this 2, which is most tender. 2,
Mm-hmm.
right side.
Right side.
Okay. So what I'm looking for is the differences within the glutes here. Now, a lot of times we'll be able to see differences, whether one's, a little bit more bulkier, one's maybe a little bit flatter. So it's that there might be some rotation in there. Okay. Yeah, so it is definitely dropping here. So it is dropping. One glute is down lower here. So we're going to see that pelvis, as it drops on that right side, it's dropping that glute. 5, 4. All right, so we're gonna work on that 4 right there because that's where you're seeing a little more. That sore at all when you're pushing there? Yeah. So 6 doesn't want to move. 7's a little bit restricted. That T1, that's where you're gonna see it's really stuck in there. So we're gonna do 1. We're gonna do 4, and then we're gonna do your right side joint here. Okay. So your job is pretty easy. All you gotta do is just try to relax. Just let your shoulders, just let all that tension go. There it is. Nice and easy on that. Okay. You did it.
I did
it. Do me a favor. Let's get you walking back and forth real quick.
Okay.
Just kind of letting your body kind of settle that in a little bit. How do you feel with that?
Good.
Okay. All right. Now let's get this right pelvis right here. All right. It's going to be a little sore, okay? But if we can get some good movement in it, should be a lot better, okay? And really just a little bit. Relax on that shoulder. A little bit of a push right there. Drop. Oh, nice and easy on it. You felt that?
Yeah.
Good. Come on up. Have a seat. I want to get you walking on that one just a little bit more. Okay, so maybe I'll right here. All right, go and walk back to the table, to the chairs, just kind of back and forth for me. Good adjustments already. Yeah, that lower back really moved really well too.
Yeah,
so,
I heard it.
Yeah, so even with that, like, keep walking over me. Any difference in just in terms of what you're feeling with that? Could be any difference, good, bad, difference, whatever you're feeling. Any difference that you notice?
I could walk without like feeling it pinching.
You can do what? You can walk?
If I stand long, that's how I feel it.
Okay.
So, like,
Well, let's see how you do after we get your
Okay.
back. Breathing in. Let it go all the way out, dropping the shoulders, relax the belly. There it is. Nice and easy. So in terms of the lower back, are you doing okay?
yeah.
Okay, good. So that's just the first start of it, okay? So we got a long road ahead of us, but in terms of that, we got a really good movement. That joint, it slipped back down. We lifted that up and got some pressure off of that joint, so now we gotta see how it heals, okay? So have a seat right here. Okay. Alright, so I'll take a look at the movement of that. Yeah, that's moving better too. Okay. Oh, good job. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You did so good. Alright, so let's see how that's turning out here. Yeah, so we still got pressure up here, but this lower part is looking much better here, so we're going to leave that alone. See how this responds. We might need to move up a little bit next time. Yeah, that's looking better here. Let's check out the lower part. There it is. Okay, good. Looking much better already. So come on over. So basically, in regards to your spine, the first thing we worked on was your pelvis. I'm sorry, the first thing we worked on was your neck. We did T1. That's the base of your neck, the upper part of your back. There's a lot of swelling in there. So as we get movement in there, that movement will start to pump out some of the inflammation in the fluid, okay? So that's starting to move a lot better. The second thing we did was your right pelvis. Again, as it drops down on that right side, we're lifting that up to get pressure off of that joint, okay? It should start to ease up a lot of that tension that you're feeling in that part right here. But over time, we'll see more and more movement in there. The last one was your mid-back here, that T4. We're trying to get your body back into center here. Okay, so let's see how that does. Now, you might feel some soreness. Ice is your best friend. So 15-20 minutes, get an ice pack, put a paper towel around it, just ice those areas that you feel sore. With that, you want to get some movement in the body, because now that we started the process, walking is your best friend as well. So 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever you're able to tolerate, just get some walking in, because what it's doing, it's pumping out the inflammation. So as you're walking, try to get some movement in there, so then that way it continues the process. So this is the initial part of it, but the work really continues outside the office. Okay, so get some walking in, get some movement in. If you do feel soreness, use some ice. Okay, those are the only two things I need you to worry about right now.
Oh, instead of walking?
Yes. Any questions for me?
I have muscle relaxer at home. Should I take some?
Well,
No,
you know,
I was trying to stay away from it because I didn't want to get attached to it.
And they are very addictive. They are. Some of them are pretty bad. So if we're able to reduce the amount of medication in terms of, getting you to feel better.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's better for the internal part of your system. So
Yeah.
let's see how your body does, and then, just do what you have to do.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we will see you then, and then until then, good work.
Thank you so much.